I'm Adam Menace.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast, or is this?
Yeah, well, it is, but this show is called Kind of New.
So you'll hear it kind of new, like kind of blue,
yes,
but kind of new.
But kind of new, because we wanted to introduce a new format where we're maybe pulling ourselves out of 1959 and 1972. Favorite years that we have.
We love those years. We love those years.
This is great albums.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of great music out now. We wanted to comment on that. So how do we pull ourselves out of 1959?
But we're not talking about albums here, though. We're talking about things that are happening in the world.
Current events.
Music adjacent stuff.
Just stuff that's happening in the music world.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now.
Okay, great.
Right now.
Okay, can I start with something that I've been thinking about?
Let's do it.
Flea?
Flea, yes.
Not the insect.
No.
But the bass player.
The bass player.
From the Red Hot Chili Peppers, a band near and dear to my Gen X heart.
Yeah, myself as well.
And shout out to Blood Sugar Sex Magic. And man, he's releasing what is being dubbed a jazz album where he's playing not just electric bass, but trumpet. And there's some legit great LA jazz musicians on this album.
Yeah, he's got some great people. I feel like every couple of years this happens with varying degrees of success. I mean, in terms of sales and just people's expectations.
The celebrity jazz album.
The celebrity, David Bowie, very successful.
But that was a David Bowie album that just happened to have jazz musicians, I think. This is more in line, I think, with Andre 3000.
Andre 3000.
Who made that album, the Flute album, a couple of years ago.
That was a weird record.
Well, it was divisive, but man, if you talk to people now, it's actually aged well. Like, a lot of people really love that album.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be the same for this album. Honestly, I've heard some of the singles and I really love the originals on this album. There's one with Tom York. Maybe we can listen to at some point.
Yeah.
Which, again, Tom York of Radiohead fame.
You're a fan, Adam.
I'm a huge fan. But I want to hear some of these covers too. He covers Funkadelic's Maggot Brain. He covers Willow Weep for Me.
Yeah.
And then there's a cover of Frank Ocean's Thinking About You. Oh, so this is called Traffic Lights.
Oh, yeah.
And this is featuring Tom York of Radiohead.
I think they wrote it together, right?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Tom?
Am I a fan?
Is that a silent H?
They wrote this with Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
Tom York and Flea.
Producer of this record,
the producer of the album. So check this out, though, man. You'll like this.
Okay.
To me, this is like less jazz goes Flea, more like Radiohead goes jazz.
When it's also like Flea doing his thing, kind of like...
That's kind of hip.
Yeah, very hip. Okay, so I don't want to project, but I can already tell this record's going to be a tale of two different cities, right?
Of originals.
Of the originals. Oh, yeah. Jazzy Radiohead.
Classic Radiohead, can't understand a word he's saying.
This is like your ultimate dream, right?
This is my dream. Actually,
the record sounds great.
16-year-old me would be flipping out.
Oh, so good.
For just a collab between Flea and Tom York.
No, that's
amazing.
Great. So does this get into a thing of, there's such a history of like pop stars, and Flea's interesting because he's definitely he's more of a rock star. He's a rocker.
But he's also like a pop culture icon.
He's an icon.
You see Flea with no shirt on and a diaper playing the bass, everybody knows that image.
That's
right.
You
know what I'm saying?
Right. But so the history of pop singers, pop stars, rock stars, icons coming to jazz at a certain point. Like apparently the story with Flea is kind of interesting because he played trumpet when he was younger and had totally stopped playing it. Yeah. Obviously bassist. And that he was about to turn 60, or maybe he was 2 years, was gonna be 60, but he's like, if I don't get back to the trumpet, he was not a midlife crisis. What is that? A later midlife crisis. He was like, I'm never gonna do it. So he gave himself 2 years. He's like, in 2 years, I'm making a jazz album.
It's admirable.
On trumpet.
It's admirable because trumpet is, if you don't know, trumpet is very difficult. It might be one of the harder instruments to play. I mean, there's a great sketch, a great bit by comedian Pete Holmes where he's like, what I want to learn when I get older is I just want to get the trumpet. I don't want to learn how to play it. I just want to understand it. 3 buttons and you can play all the notes, but it is that thing where a lot of it is in the mouth, and that makes it really, really difficult. So hats off for even attempting this.
Yeah.
I think a lot of brass players will feel like, that takes a lifetime of work to be able to become a professional trumpet player.
Yeah.
Now,
he's going to get a lot of pushback too, though.
He's going to get a lot of pushback from
trumpet players, classical jazz,
for sure,
snobby.
But you know what? I am all about this. My kind of hot take on this is like, I'm all about the Andre 3000-ness of this. I'm all about the Flea-ness of this.
Yeah.
Anytime that any of these big artists who have these huge platforms can shine a light on like a very culture on the fringes, which is like what jazz music really is, and highlight some of these great musicians that are on his album, some of these young LA cats that are making this album happen. I think it's great. And also just introducing like a bit of instrumental music to the popular culture that doesn't really happen very much anymore.
Right.
They're all playing real instruments. You gotta love that.
He's playing the bass. He's picking up the trumpet. He's
awesome.
going back.
Like, there's nothing, to me,
he's got Jeff Parker right there.
There's nothing wrong with this. I think it's great. Now, I don't think anybody is going to come at this album and expect this to be like an Emmanuel Wilkins album or, you know what I mean, a Walter Smith III album.
Like, so better than Kind of Blue? No.
No, but it's not about that. Like, it's about, also, I've heard Flea in interviews, not about this album, but in the past couple of previous years, you know, he's started these whole music schools around Los Angeles to help kids whose band programs have just like dissolved over the years. He really believes in playing an instrument and learning music, in learning how to play a real instrument. And I think any attention to that is good attention.
I agree. And I love that, like, he's such the ultimate LA dude.
Totally.
Right? You see him, I saw some of the promo interviews and stuff for this where he was like out in some canyon, like where you could immediately tell it was LA, you know, no shirt on and just being LA. But he's very inspired, he said, by the LA jazz scene. He described it as like the most revolutionary thing happening in all of music. And so the fact that he got some of the best of the best.
He's not wrong.
And he loves Thundercat.
He's not wrong about any of that.
And Kamasi Washington.
And by the way, all of that aside, right? All of like, oh, he's got a school for the kids and he's putting a spotlight on a music that doesn't usually get it.
Yeah.
Like, I like that track of him and Tom York.
Yeah.
I genuinely like it. And I
think I can already tell it's stronger than the Frank Ocean cover.
And I like this is another original called A Plea, which is another single that's been out. And I like this as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is the first one that came out.
This is good.
Yeah. Killer mix. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it came out in December. This is a cool video, too. That's Flea. That's what we want to see, right?
That's exactly what we want to see. Dyed pink hair.
Is he 60 or 21? We don't know.
No one knows.
Woo! Dancing.
It's killing.
Yeah.
Again, is this Aaron Parks live at the Village Vanguard? No. But is this like...
But you could take this into the Village Vanguard.
Totally could.
Yeah. This is
or
killer.
the Blue Note, at the very least.
I forgot. When I first saw this video, I was like, dang, what did
you tell me you wouldn't go to the Blue Note Los Angeles to see this? I would.
Oh, for sure. Jeff Parker.
Killing.
Okay, cool. So there we go. So the only other question on this is like what I was starting to bring up is not maybe on these tracks. Now we see the kind of two different groupings on here, but like pop musicians, when they go to play jazz, are they honoring a tradition, getting involved in something, or are they playing dress up?
What does that mean, playing dress up?
I don't know. No, you know, when you're like, I'm going to dress up like a princess. I'm going to dress up like you're cosplaying.
Are they putting on a culture as a costume kind of thing?
Yeah.
Because they're not, I mean, they can.
I think it varies.
They can.
Yeah.
I think, you know, as much as I love some Rod Stewart in the 70s, I think when he makes those standards albums and he's got a bow tie on.
That was not as strong.
That's a little bit putting on something.
Yeah,
that's
putting
not,
on the Ritz.
But when I see Andre 3000, it just feels like an extension of his own art. When I see this, there's genuine, authentic love that you could tell Flea has for the music. And so I think that's the case. As long as it's like coming from a place of like not, I'm going to reinvent myself and I'll just do jazz because I like these old songs and we're going to sing them and I don't really know anything about it. If you respect the music and you know about the music, Flea obviously does, then it comes through. It just comes through in the music, plain and simple. Now,
Flea sings Rodgers and Hart. You don't need that.
But, you know, no, we don't need that. But, you know, we were talking the other day about like authenticity and about how sometimes in the jazz scene, we're all too precious about like, oh, it's got to be these 15 people in Brooklyn who are making the music or whatever. And that doesn't have to be the case. Right. And in fact, there's like a whole world out there of people who love this music that maybe are a little intimidated to step into it because of sort of gatekeeping that can be done around it. You know?
I mean, there's a lot of really good straight ahead jazz players that when they dip their toe into playing funk or into playing pop, may not sound as authentic.
It's horrible.
As Flea is,
It can be
as
horrible.
he dips his toe into jazz, especially because he's coming from this angle of like the current LA scene.
Yeah.
Radiohead, his thing, and like not trying to be like, oh, I'm going to do a standards record, you know.
Yeah.
Although we'll have to hear out some of those Willow Weep for me. I don't know how that's going to be, but interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Adam, question for you.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Olivia Dean yet?
Yes, of course. He won, what was it, Best New Artist at the Grammys?
Yes.
This past Grammys.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know actually how she was put on my radar, man, is people wouldn't stop mentioning her. So we did that episode on Michael Jackson's Bad.
Yeah.
And we were listening to The Way You Make Me Feel.
Yeah.
And remember I commented, I was like, man, nobody does shuffles anymore. Because The Way You Make Me Feel is like, the way you make me feel. It's like a real shuffle. I was like, nobody does that in pop music. And everybody in the comments was like, Olivia Dean, the man I need. Olivia Dean, the man I need. And so I was like, oh, snap. That's actually a great shuffle. That's like a huge hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this past year.
It was big. And it is big.
It's so great because you get those.
It's already in there, right?
You get those. All those polyrhythms with the shuffle.
Yeah. And I realized I've been hearing this for like the last 9 months in my house. My wife, my daughter when she's in town.
Dude,
you know, because we don't have this like gathering place of the radio as much anymore, or MTV.
For real. It's not like Michael Jackson's heyday where it's like everybody knew those albums. She's great though, man.
Yeah.
And actually, I saw. Do you mind? I saw. It's really good. This is her talking about how she wrote "The Man I Need," and I think she actually directly talks about The Way You Make Me Feel.
Yeah.
I sat at the Whirly and I went,
the Whirly.
Just come be the man I need. We did a week in the studio in the house. It was me, Zach, and Tobias. There was a lot of energy in the room. We'd all never worked together before. And I was like, guys, let's make something really fun. I want to make something I can dance to. I want to make something that when I perform live, it's just going to be like, woo! And we started with the drum beat. And I was like, I want to do something kind of like Michael, The Way You Make Me Feel.
Yes.
By the end of the week, we had like 3 ideas. That one, I remember driving to and from the studio at the weekend, and I just played it again and again and again and again.
Hitmaker.
That's always a good sign. When you're like can't wait to listen to the thing you just made.
I know.
Just like that's a good sign.
Good taste. She's 26 years old. Obviously UK based, coming out of that tradition. I mean, they've definitely been pulling out as. I've been reading more about her and stuff, and because she won the Best New Artist in Grammys, that's what she really blew up, I think, to everybody. Although she'd been having this fan base.
My daughter has known about her for years, I think.
Yeah. It's amazing how we get siloed. Yeah. But Neo Soul, they've been throwing that, which I'm not crazy about.
Really?
Yeah.
On Olivia Dean?
Yeah. There's been a lot of that. So I think that's a little bit. I'm not a big fan of the term anyway, but it is interesting to see. Actually, she was on the Brit Awards. The Brit Awards, did you watch that? That wasn't a good. That wasn't
apologies
good,
to all
it?
of our friends in the UK. Sorry about that.
I think I have this. The Brit Awards, which are really big. You know what I love? In Great Britain, they still have like their own thing. You know
Culture?
what I mean? Yeah, no. I'm saying like their own, like their charts don't go the same as ours still.
Yes.
Like she's the first female artist ever to have 4 singles on the British top charts at the same time.
I think that's part of Brexit agreement.
Yeah. Well, they've detached themselves. Oh, she had a good tune with Leon Bridges too. That's a nice one. Well, I don't know where this other one is, but check this out.
No, actually, shout out to that whole scene in London. You know what they're really good at? Looking back while looking forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like they're so good at pulling from music of the past over in Great Britain.
So this is the one that my wife was like, oh, you got to, if you're interested in Olivia Dean, you got to see this. Because she knows I'm a big Stevie Wonder fan.
You are? Yeah. You like Stevie too? Oh man, me too. Oh, let's do it. We should do a show. Oh, no way.
Strolling the summer days of
Le son pop rock. RTA, this is a
and words from a heart.
You don't know.
Told only to the wind, felt even without.
I love seeing like, young people's approach to this music. Shoot, I was super young when this came out, 5 years old or whatever, but This is a hard
There's
song.
something about your love.
She's really singing.
What a song.
The guys are playing. I mean, it's a little bit like, I don't know, bass and guitar's a little basic, but I mean, they're laying it down, you know?
That's for a radio thing, man.
It's a
I think
radio
it's
thing.
totally appropriate.
Yeah. But she's blowing up.
I'm glad she's doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's super appropriate.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I think in England, they're actually better than we are in America at looking back on, frankly, American music and like Stevie Wonder and like pulling from it. You know what I mean?
Let me
from
play-
like Amy Winehouse through that whole like Brit soul thing. Like
Amy Winehouse. So that's an interesting, is there a little bit of shades of, a little bit of influence of Amy Winehouse here?
I'm sure every British female singer is tired of hearing about that.
I know.
But I'm sure there is. But I think just culturally, like that's what they're pulling from is like that idea of.
Check this song out too, because this is giving me a little bit of like. So first of all, I love the story videos. Like, let's bring those back. Apparently, they're already back. She's at the office. So easy to fall in love. But who's this giving you vibes from?
I could be the twist, the one to make you stop.
Little bossa
The
nova
icing
guitar.
on your cake, the
Adjacent.
cherry on the top. It's heaven in my
Dancing, the
heart.
dress,
We
the
could
look.
find you some space.
I mean, she's a true pop star.
Yeah.
As incredible Riz, as
I
the
could
kids
be
say.
the world to you, the
But is this along the
mystery,
same
the
appeal,
ecstasy
especially
of mental
perhaps
kind of
to
chemistry?
this
Some people
generation's
make it
female
hard to
audience
be that is
that
okay.
Lauve connects with?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Make it so
It's romantic.
It's romantic.
It's elegant, too.
It's elegant.
She's elegant as hell.
It's calling back to another time that they don't know, but that we barely know it. But you know what I mean? Like, nobody's on their phones. It's sort of like maybe some old stuff that they think they saw their parents watching on TV.
Diminished chord.
I
Can we
know.
get a diminished chord in pop music?
A fully diminished.
Yeah, no, I want to thank Laupe for
Great.
that
Oh,
as well.
I want to go to London, man. Can we make a field trip? We're going there. We're going to Camden to the Jazz Cafe where the greatest D'Angelo record was made. We're going to go to Buckingham Palace. Come on, me and you.
Peter, one more thing that has been on my mind. You know, the Oscars were last weekend.
Yes.
And I'm a huge movie guy. And
I'd
Sinners,
like to say I am too.
Sinners did super well at the Oscars, which is great because it was a great film.
Many would
And
say not well enough though, but that's for
I think it did
the
just
Ringer
as well.
podcast.
I think it was actually a pretty great. The way everything shook out was pretty nice, at least from my opinion. But Ludwig Göransson,
very good.
great blues musician, won for best
One of
score.
Sweden's best.
But I think he's like 41 years old, and this is like his third Oscar for
Is
best
he that
score.
old? He looked like he's 29.
Him and Ryan Coogler are like met in college, and he's worked then with Christopher Nolan too. But incredible musician, and I thought the music for Sinners was so well done, including all of the songs and all of the blues scenes. There's a really famous scene. Have you seen the movie?
Well, I love the music as well. I wish I could say the same about my feelings about the movie, but I haven't seen it.
I mean, there's a famous, or some would say infamous scene.
I'm going to see it
of
soon.
music. I literally, when the famous music montage scene happened, I was alone watching it in my basement. I didn't get to see it in the theaters, but I saw it when it came out on HBO.
Were you scared?
Yes, it was
It's a
terrifying.
horror movie.
I literally jumped out of my. I really did this. Jumped out of my sofa and said yes as loud as I could, because it actually, that scene touches on a lot of themes that we've talked about on this podcast about like the lineage of music and how you can't take the culture out of the music and where it comes from. And it was like such a, I thought, beautiful representation of that. I know a lot of people had issues with it, but I thought it really gave me chills the first time I saw it.
Is this the I Lied to You? That song?
I believe it is. Okay. And that was written by, again, someone who we've talked about a lot on the show, Raphael Sadiq and Ludwig Göransson. And so at the Oscars, they had the live performance, which was kind of the talk of the show.
It was killer.
Aside from like all the awards that Sinners won.
We're going to check that one out too. But
yeah. Oh, let's check out a little bit of the I Lied to You.
Yeah, and this is okay. So this is Miles Caton, who is the act. I haven't seen the movie, but I hear is amazing at this. He's 20 years old.
Unbelievable voice.
But a lot of people don't know he's actually singing this and playing guitar, apparently, which he learned just a couple of months before they started the movie. So super talented guy beyond just the acting.
Pastor, I wrote this song for him. Something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. It might hurt you, Hope you don't lose your mind. Well, I was just a boy, about 8 years old. You threw me a
Those
Bible
stomps.
on that Mississippi road. See, I love you, Papa. You did all you could do. And they say the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Yes, I lied to you. I love the blues.
You know what's so cool about this?
Man, such a beautiful movie. Look at that shot.
This is a okay. I can't wait to see this movie.
I can't
No, what-
believe I'm actually.
I've been super busy
questioning
lately.
Our friendship right
I've only
now.
seen like one. Anyway, I haven't seen a lot of movies. That's a one chord blues, which is unusual because everybody thinks you have to go to the 4 and the 5 to be
Yeah,
bluesy.
and I mean, it's about to go off into outer space. This whole sequence, man, it's an incredible feat of cinematic. This is one of the best movies that has music in it that I've ever seen, and because you know how it is as a musician, like it's annoying sometimes when like. I remember watching that Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash movie, and I think there's a scene where they're playing a concert and you can hear drums, but you can't see any drums on the stage, and you're like, it takes it out. You're out.
Right.
At that point, I'm like, this is fake.
Right.
But I remember the movie Ray. Remember the movie Ray?
Yes.
That was so realistic. I remember there's a rehearsal and the saxophone player is like, stop. He stops in the middle of a song and you could see it happening.
Right.
I was like, that's what we want. Like
Right.
we want it to feel realistic. And I thought this did a bang up job.
I thought Round Midnight back in the day really did a great job with that. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Okay, so feel a little vindicated.
1-to-1.
Dexter Gordon and then Bird was always one that I felt like kind of missed the beat in terms of
Everybody
It
says
was
that
great
about
because they
it,
had
yeah.
birds playing, but with a different rhythm section.
I
and
did see that.
Like,
and,
you know,
yeah, it was a little weird.
Force
But that's what I'm talking about, where it
Yeah.
feels like forced and like there's some Hollywood tricks that are happening, but
Yeah.
you can see the moves. It's not great. Or like recently I watched Eddie and the Cruisers. Remember Eddie and the Cruisers?
Yeah.
Big movie in the 80s. You know, the guy's playing the whirly, the oldest whirly.
Yeah.
It's not plugged in. There's no power cord.
Right.
And you're like, what are we doing here?
The power chord, ring!
Drives me nuts.
Different kind of power chord. So cool thing about this, when I was reading up on Sinners, I can't wait to see it. But a lot of this was recorded at the legendary Royal Studios in Memphis, just down
Shout
the
out
road
Boo
from
Mitchell.
here. Boo Mitchell, and of course Willie Mitchell, his father, who started in mid-50s, one of the most legendary, one of the longest running operating
Can we say
studios.
Boo's a friend of the show? Boo's a friend of the show.
Boo's a friend of the show, yeah. And I've gotten a chance to record in that studio. It's such an amazing place. And it's got a big history with where we are here in St. Louis because Ike and Tina Turner used to, it was like, I mean, there was some good studios here, but like that was the place. Of course, legendary Al Green records were recorded there.
Remember that concert?
Chuck Berry used to go down and record there. You know, so it has a lot of blues history. So apparently Kugler and Ludwig and Miles and like I believe Raphael Sadiq too, like they were going on like a Boo helped them go on like a blues tour of Mississippi and Louisiana to meet a bunch of musicians and to really get a feel for this.
Yeah.
And they weren't planning on recording there, but then they're like, oh my God, we got to do it here.
It feels right.
We've got to do it.
It feels
So
right.
That's
Yeah.
a cool thing. If you ever get a chance to go, anybody in town, I don't know if you're allowed to just stop by, but
It's
a cool
very
place.
exciting,
The
man.
other studio in Memphis is a museum now. I'm blanking on what that studio is. That's a good place too. But this is still
Sun
operating.
Studio, probably.
Sun, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Man. Well, this was fun, man.
Yeah, dude.
Kind of new.
Kind
as we
of
say.
new.
Till next time.
You'll hear it.
Kind of new.